Right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. We've had a fairly traumatic week, and I don't want to dwell on it. Suffice to say that a lot of us here know Andy. I think it would be appropriate just to have a short period of silence to remember him before carry on, as I'm sure he would have wanted us to do. Enjoy tonight. Have a few minutes to remember. Thank you. And now, as I say, we're not going to look back. We'll look forwards. So let's talk about the fun that we had last weekend. So where shall we start?
Can I start first?
Certainly, David.
Very brief.
Definitely. No, it will take you a lot more than 10 seconds.
More than 10 seconds.
For those people who don't know, because I'm sure they won't, I didn't expect it tonight.
Not doing this long.
Matt has very kindly agreed to, or volunteered, should I say, to provide this kit to record tonight's meeting, and the intention is to put it on YouTube.
I'll do my bit over here.
Come and sit down. Come and sit down. Sorry?
I want the travelling coordinator.
No, it's going to go on to YouTube, and the intention is to try in the future to stream live meetings so that people who can't be with us can be with us. So this is an attempt to start off. So anyway, David.
Ego got the better of me.
Ego? I don't.
I thought it was called Neil.
Yes, it did.
Ego.
Yes. Weeks ago, we decided we'd do Mull, and Grant Williams are going to do it with me. Done it a couple of years, young lad on Mull. Really enjoys it. But he's had a problem with his stomach early in the year. Did a rally and had to retire, it's bad pains. Thought he cured it, went to the doc, get some pills. We tried to do the promenade stages before Mull. Put an entry in for Mull, bought the notes, and badly again. Turns out he's got some kind of ulcers, several ulcers, stomach ulcers. I want, rang me up, I can't do it. What, fortnight before? He says, would you like to run horse car number 40? What are you talking about? Someone Mull, Angus Williams and Alan Cameron, one or two more have decided, because it's my 40th year, celebrate, could I run a course car? Well, Ian Donald, whatever you call him, he wouldn't allow that. I couldn't be insured for whatever reason. I must be too old to get insured. So they gave me number 40. So whoever set in the entry list out, seed in the entry, he rang me up Saturday night, a couple of weeks before Mull. He said, where do you want to be seeded? I said, well, there's some talk of being 40. He said, yeah, Ian Donald's put 40 next to your name. What do you call it? Ian Donald, is it? What's his name? Like a course.
Ian Campbell.
Ian Campbell, whatever his name. Foreigner, it's still a foreigner anyway. So he said, would you like to? I said, well, I'm prepared, you know. I said, we're happy. I said, it'd be probably my last time I'm going. 41st time on Mull, actually. 40th time on Mull. 40th time I've driven it. I'm prepared to be sensible and let people pass, you know. So I accept it. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I've got a new navigator. Turns up on the Tuesday, driven from Clitheroe in his motorhome. Wealthy man. There's a Renault Clio Subaru Renault, whatever it is, you've got a Renault Clio on top of a Subaru with 550 horsepower in it for hill climbing. He goes to France, he's done everything. You name it, he's done it. Apart from Mull on his bucket list. So he turns up, Grant's giving him all the notes, what he bought. had a conflab and whatever. He joined our club. Terry gave him a membership for our club. Decent bloke. Too many notes in these notes, too complicated. I said, you'll find out it gets bloody dark, you'll need a lot of these brows and that, right? So we had a quick look round. And he get lost the time. It's just, I'm not a problem. Navigation before me have got lost. You know, Waddington lost his voice completely for one stage. When navigating talking to you for a stage, get serious, don't you know? We cope, don't you? Cope. Right, we're coping. So it comes the night, I'm on the bridge, join the queue, and who should walk past but Colin McKellar had done it before. He said, just be careful up there. He said, Duffy's had a problem up there already, he said. That's slippery. Gingerly set off. So we aren't on the notes, are we? So we get down to the fish farm entrance and Lettermore down there, somewhere down there, by which time a car's caught me.
Yeah, that's our age.
Well, I let him pass, and there were some spectators. Stewie were there, Mark Wagstaff were there. Said, you're a gentleman there, you pulled in long before you should have done this. I'm seated where I shouldn't be. I'm not going to spoil anybody else's rally. I'll let them pass, you know, no problem. So we get to the bay. I'm sorry, I couldn't cope, sorry, blah, 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 blah. Right, no problem. Had it before. So I thought, Hill Road, somebody's going to catch me. Hill Road 2 is next stage. Because I hate the Hill Road, it's my bogey place, I hate the bloody, like the moon, I'd rather drive on the moon than Hill Road. And nobody caught me. I was really surprised about that. But they did not long after. A gaggle of them. I think I let 3 cars pass, one with Dave Thwaites. We were 40, let 41 pass, 42, 43, 45, somewhere on there. I let them pass down to us. Turns out one of them running 9th on his times and one of them running 13th, so I wasn't so bad about that. I thought, I'll cope with that. Get to wherever, got some results. Finds out 2 cars behind me, there's one roll, stop the stage. They're giving everybody time 2 minutes faster than me. Which puts me about 130th. That's 134 running. I can cope with that, not a problem. I'm reseeding the day. No, sorry, down to us. Into Garmany, don't we? Into Garmany. The only time I've been in Garmany is with a Scotsman. Ian McKellar played rugby there, Ian Colin played rugby there. Grant knows it. I don't know it. So I'm in there, setting off. There's buildings still on my right, I'm still in there, aren't I? I'm not. I should have turned immediately left off at Marshall, shouldn't I? Down this little lane, because I know I'm wrong. Over a bridge, I'm wrong. I'll find somebody to turn around. 2 minutes later, they've only dug the road away, 3 or 4 foot wide, 3 foot deep. Bang. Front jumped it, the back's dropped in it, wheels aren't touching the ground, the car sat flat on its belly, I'm stuck. So I get on the phone, ring up for service. Good job Tony Wagstaff were there with his 4-wheel drive truck. He had to back down this lane over this bloody bridge to throw me out, so we're out of time, weren't we? Out of time, so we're out there, Ollie. My mum, I think you were pleased about it, to be honest, because they were a bit, I don't know what was wrong with him, but he were a bit, you know, he wanted to give up, I think, really, already. So we're reseeded the next day, but for some reason, I'm like running 130th, they've seeded me 46 again. So I'm going to have to spend all day pulling over again, aren't I? Not a problem. I'll let them pass. Get down to Bonesson, hard tongue. Well, he couldn't find the notes at all. I don't know where we were on there. We drove it around, so it's the opposite way to what I normally know it. But we did it. By which time, we had a problem all the time, by the way. The car, suddenly it's a awful bloody banging at the back. There's so much falling off, seriously falling off. I realised if you touch the brakes, it stopped. So it's something to do with a caliper in it. So the caliper keeps coming loose. And coming back from hard tone, it really set to. And I've been returning for you. I've had this, a disc came off, and it went right through a wheel and shot. I killed myself, really. So he's panicking now, isn't he? So I stop at Kinlock, take the back wheel off, tighten this 2 bloody bolts up. Not a problem tightening the bolts, it's just, I made the bracket, and either I haven't got enough threads, or I've threaded them too slack, that it comes loose. It's a sliding thing like a Peugeot type caliper, you know what I mean? The 2 sliding bolts.
They'll have a problem with them ones.
I don't know, anyway, I did it, and he's panicking. Anyway, we did it, but we reckon we'd lost 2 minutes of a lateness. It's not going to see a fire over there. I didn't see a car, I could see a fire over there. All right. So we set off like buggery and get to junction, and there's a queue of cars. Well, I just went straight to front, then I thought, get for 2 minutes back here if we can. Well, I got a bollocking then. Both stages stopped. They were there, all top men were there. What are you doing here? So I thought we'd get it. No. Stage stopped. Car 2, off, serious. I was running car 2. I'm panicking, I know. Car 2. He's crashed on there before, hasn't he? So we said it was car number 2. Then because of that, we were like first away nearly. We were end at road, and all the cars down the road had to turn around and come back, and they weren't letting the cars from the other end. So we never actually set off first. And they met fire engines, serious as this, ambulance, 3 or 4 police cars, all lights flashing, and all bigwigs, marshals, stewards, all that come down. Something gone on seriously. So we get back to Tobermory. You walk way around front, get with time with this bloody regroup nonsense. Just drive me round the bend, it does. Get to the house, and that little angler come past and said, rally's abandoned. In a fatality. Car 2, not car second on the road. So that were it. Gone. I didn't spoil anybody else's rally, but my rally were a bit fraught, really.
They're not one of
I've brought me light. I've brought them 2 wheels. Dropping down this hole, I've knackered me 2 wheels inside of both. Drive passenger side front wheel and back wheel. The rim's gone on the inside. What were down this hole, I don't know. Done me 2 Hellers. Not 2 Hellers, 2 Super Oscars, which are 120 quid a piece. Your job. We have to come home with 5 cans of petrol, though. That's so much, isn't it? Didn't use 5 cans of petrol we were going to use.
You brought them back on the same ferry.
I brought them by the same ferry. I took them on, of course I did.
Do you realise the risk you put us at there?
That was it.
They're not your best of Mulls.
But I wasn't expecting to. Normally, in the recent times, my car is 1980s car. They're on 2015 cars now, aren't they? Finishing 40, 39, 45, somewhere in 40. I could have finished there probably. But to start there was a bit army depth, and I shouldn't have agreed to it. Anyway, they were going to give me something at presentation, which wasn't. I've got it afterwards. I've got a clock, engraved clock, and I've got a card. I'm going to bring it tonight from Grant Williams. Really lovely. Thanking me for 40 years and all the other co-drivers I've helped along the way, because I've had 18 co-drivers on Mull now. And a lot of people have gone on to do bigger things. So, a lot of people who were starting, Daniel Barton was the very first rallies on Mull. So he's thanking me for that, and could he do it again with me in the future? But really nice. That would have come out at presentation, but we didn't have one.
So, as you got to Mull, nobody expected you.
No, and if it hadn't been for Lee and Andy Jones, we wouldn't have made it at Newton Motorsport. To be fair, I think a lot of people thought I was crackers. Said, no, do it with Hudson. I think one of the things of you spend a bit of time with a guy, there's more to Hudson than probably is apparent to a lot of people. Really
What you
enjoyed
mean
it.
he's even bigger than you look?
Oh, there's more to the guy, you might think. We had a good time in the end, but brought getting there with 3 days to go. He just gave the car to Lee and Andy Jones. They more or less rebuilt the whole thing. Don't know what the deal is behind the scenes. We both wouldn't have made the step, guys. We got there on the Tuesday. Nice digs in, drop down into Devay, walking distance to Balacry. Great setup, big concrete pad to work on the car because it was quite finished really. Super dig. So we did the recce, picking up on what you said there. I mean, done quite a few forest events now on notes. My first time with tarmac, I bought Scott's maps now. Yeah, Finlay system on fastest down to 6 and where in the recce, I thought really, really good. Probably, I'd agree there's too much in them. Down and compare them with Heidi's, and Heidi's are more abbreviated, but they all made sense. And I wouldn't hesitate again using them. Interesting, when I rang Bill up from Scotsman, 50 odds, I couldn't believe it, of different systems, and all must be small, subtle variations, but go on to Patterson to get a choice. But for Mull, available option. So I stuck to what I know, it's an idea about Morris. So, recce we did in the Shogun, we had a couple of near, and I sensed, Ian Campbell said it at the briefing, didn't he? There was a bit of one or two rumbles. I sensed that out during the race. One or two people were distinctly on. But 2 days wasn't enough. So I think all it did was make me familiar with the terrain, make me familiar with the notes, but probably in a good way. Much. Hudson didn't know either. So it was funny on the Friday morning before the start when he said, "Have you got the car documentation?" He shot off at a great rate of knots down into Devey. Went to take the car. This was about 11 o'clock on the Friday morning. And he tried to do it on his phone, it wouldn't work. So he ended up the other side of the post office counter using their PC to tax the car, which was comical.
Only on Mull.
Yeah, only on Mull, yeah. Funnily enough, on the Wednesday night, we'd had a beer or two in Roy. Speak to him, but he was in our group, it was Andy Moore. We borrowed Jack from him. There's a few in. Feel. Now. Following day, I looked down in the programme to see who it was. I said to Hudson, your name is co-driver, Denby Dale. What was his mum thinking of? And Hudson looked at me, he said, "You plonker. You've looked in the wrong column, that's where Tim's from." I think Denby Dale, that's an unusual name. Anyway, it was a cracking night, and they in fine form. Get to the rally start, and we probably did, I don't think it was 2 miles before there was something clearly wrong with the car. For 2 miles, it is rapid. Give Paul Gardner his due. Thing does go, but it rapidly came to nearly a grinding halt. We just managed to get over the top, and we freewheeled down into flying finish. And with stage 2 being Canton, the guy behind you rolled, that probably did us a favour. Allowed us to go straight to service. Lee took the fuel pump out, felt like a fuel issue. With the stacked dash, you can just see the fuel. I mean, expensive, fantastic bits of kit. Fuel pressure plummeted. And on the way down the glen down to the service, you could see it, and then back down. But the car would jump about a bit and then go down. We just got there, but I don't know what kind of pump it is, but Hudson had a fair bit of advice. These are the pumps you need, but the filter on them's tiny, and they sit in some kind of rubber housing. Bits of this rubber had gone down the sides of the pump and blocked the filter. Anyway, we took that out, so we set off the road down to stage 3. For 1.5 miles, it went really well again. Then it just started doing it again. So we did 3, 4, and 5. Reading the notes, but by flicking the fuel pump on and off, it would give it a bit of a boost. clearly the same issue. So, read the notes. We were we had to let a few cars past. It wasn't worth trying to do anything else. But I think we did enough to think notes did make sense. We did work quite well together in the car, I thought. And we got to the end of 5. Done well to get there. Now on the Saturday morning, Lee took the pump out the tank again. Exactly the same. It was just absolutely blocked solid. He threw that pump away and he put a bog standard pump in. A massive filter, huge, but these rubber bits can't get down the side of it to block it. On the way down to Waddington, fuel pressure. It is a nice little car. Needs to get the better brakes on it. So we didn't get to do Waddington. Happy Planeta. Barrel rolled on the long straight and the crest, and you can see it. Gone for it.
Deceptive is that?
There's a big compression afterwards, isn't there?
Bad both ways, is
Was it? Yeah.
I watched the car roll over
Yeah.
there in front of us as I was driving to.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lad that was watching there, and he said, it really end over end. So, and obviously then they told us to go to Rory. So the car is fine. I mean, it's ready to do an event. Effectively, done a bit of a new car shakedown. It was, Dave, yeah, to be fair. Yeah, it was an expensive shakedown. But I think Hudson, he's just put an entry in the whole trophy, I think.
2 entries on it.
So
I think he's thinking you can drive on one and he's going to drive on it.
well, he's given me a free ride. Every credit for thought Ian Campbell was superb at the bit to the boat. Thought he'd spoken superbly in the briefing. Tell everybody, but most. Observations on the event. Some of the down the Glen, and similar to, you can sort of close your eyes and you're doing the Clitheroe or something. Once you get over the far side of the island, Gribben are take quite a few recce's events before. But you can see the beauty of the island. Again, fabulous place. Woodcocks have got the best view in the house. Sit upstairs there, looking out over the airstrip, looking back over the airstrip. Top notch. Credit. So I'd consider it as learnt a lot. Will we do it next year? But I think Steve started off on the lot. So he wasn't going to drive like a man possessed, like everybody thinks. He had that much emotional and investment in the car. He was going to go for a finish. Happily, car and again, without a problem.
Fair play to Steve.
Yeah,
he can be a bit exuberant on road rally sometimes.
He can, yeah, he can.
He did Northwest Stages and did very well against everybody's expectation.
No, there's more to him than meets the eye, Chris.
I think he definitely had the right approach to the rally.
Yeah, so we had a cracking laugh in the digs. 5 or 6 of us upstairs, and a couple of mates of his around, great chunk of venison and stuff. And heard a snoring wildebeest upstairs.
So where had they butchered it?
Simon Cole's the lad. Character, to be honest. And it was quite poignant. And the day, the Saturday night, I mean, Sambo Collis and Ben Cressy came. We had these venison burgers on a barbecue. Yeah, it was poignant, but raised a glass or two and a laugh. Yeah, so it was just all for me.
Very much. Alan, Sam, tell us how you. Come and tell us. Oh, you were up there. So although we saw you, I didn't really see much of you.
No, we kept ourselves
Yeah,
out.
we thought we'd stay out here, give you. Yeah.
No, so obviously you got there Friday.
Yeah. Very over it, Mull.
Yeah, we didn't quite get first. Last spot. With Vans, so yeah, we missed that one. Got across. Morning sandwich.
So where did you go to after that? Because you just disappearing with it. Got the odd text message and
Well, I think there were a quick rush trying to get our hands on hats and other things. Then we had a right good look round. You at Peugeot 106s, I'm gonna lie.
All our little French hatchbacks.
A lot of fun. Well, you robbed my phone and took a lot of photos. I'm now looking through. But yeah,
so
just
is it some new kind of taking pictures of French cars?
Yeah, it is.
you take off.
Yeah, and then big rushing block.
Yeah,
find the spot.
Yeah, we
fairly even.
Yeah, it was a busy one. We ended up. Right through. Seat car. Behind.
So is this where you go down?
You come through trees, it's hairpin.
All the way down, yeah.
And then a bit of a straight, another hairpin. There's like a cutout in bank in there.
Oh, so it's on top of hairpins.
On top
Yeah,
of
that's
hairpins,
not
yeah. And
where
you
it
can
is.
see hairpins all the way down. You go right up.
But there's some tourists there. Won't let us in.
So we
Go
had to,
somewhere else.
yeah, we put camp, big car park, quite car.
On top of the Vig, near that, there's a graveyard on that hairpin.
Yeah.
Isn't there? Top of there.
Yeah, where Duffy did. So yeah, so we managed to get on there and we saw it first night very well, didn't we?
Yeah, no, we're alright, yeah.
A lot of
Weather
lads
held
are
up.
recognised out there, including everybody seemed a lot of cars, mate. That's a
And the big gap. and
yeah,
then maybe
a
like
a
few
lot of
more.
cars seem very close. Very high comp. The push very hard, really. From a spectating point of view, probably my best that night as a spectator. Well, yeah, that's always a bonus, isn't it? But to be fair, we've been very lucky, haven't we? 3 years now we've been, and we haven't really seen any bad weather.
It'll come, don't
Yeah.
No,
so that's what
I
everyone
believe
keeps
so.
telling
Everybody
me.
keeps saying it.
Yeah. Then we came back to caravan a bit later on. Rode it up. Had a great night. Thank you again. I'll say that. Yeah. Oh.
Well, we tested that out second night. Well, I don't know about you, but I got very drunk.
Yeah,
Well, this is what I want to hear about.
As
a
you-
few beers.
Well, we ended up.
camping.
Yeah, obviously, you know, I all unfortunately. We had a lot of friends up there that were camping out. Decided to make the best of a bad situation and sit out on a beach.
Who's skin? Like
Skin-
right at bottom
Skin
of
Beach.
Island.
for it.
Vanessa.
What a stunning place. What
Well, we
an
met a
absolute-
local and he recommended it. He said it were like the Caribbean.
He said to me, he said to us like the Caribbean. Well, it didn't quite seem the Caribbean to me. that
Woke
night.
up with hangover.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad once we got fire going. It maybe seemed a bit more like Caribbean then. It were a bit chillier than Caribbean, or how I imagine the Caribbean. Yeah, we had a good set too, didn't
Yeah,
we?
no, it was.
Yeah. Woke up in
If you
car.
could film it and sit at home and turn the heating on.
Well, yeah,
Maybe.
it'd be grand. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I woke up in the morning and I went
Oh, you were a bit.
bit rough. Bit for no. Everybody else were up, they'd had breakfast now, still laid with my face down behind Peugeot 106. So yeah,
And
no.
then we were going to go home, but then do that memorial walk thing. We're struggling for signal down.
yeah,
know
we
that we're on.
struggled to find out what we're.
So we went to that. Bex. And
Yeah,
then we ended up stopping another night.
to enjoy the whole.
Turned it more into a camping.
Yeah, just.
We thought we'd have a go at a bit of roadkill. Well, we pheasant on there, which was quite nice.
It's like Michelin across his chest.
It was quite nice.
Yeah,
How did you cook it?
Well, I plucked it. And then I skinned
Sorry,
it.
what did you say?
I plucked it. Removed its feathers.
it were actually at Calgary Bay where we ended up. yeah, I managed to gut it.
Another one of our mates took a Jenny and another mate took a George Foreman grilling machine. So we went on that.
Oh, so you didn't cook it on fire then?
No.
Well, we didn't dare because we wanted to show
I
whether
was
it were
rating
like
Preston
chicken.
till you
Thought
said
I get salmonella or something. So yeah,
It were a bit rubbery.
you meant to leave him to go for it. But yeah, no, it were quite.
It
good.
were a different Mull experience.
You
Let's
just put
call
the
it.
raw.
Yeah, well,
Jimmy
cook
putting Johnny
two
on the
breasts
grill.
and two breasts and legs were
Two
on
breasts
bone.
and legs, grill 'em.
George Foreman grilling machine. A bit of tomato sauce.
Yeah, she come up with
Pheasant and tomato sauce.
Experience.
that. Very good.
Yeah, so. And
But
then,
no, it turned out we, like, as everyone had to do. We had a crack. Always do it, Mull. You know. Whether you're doing it, whether you spectate, they're on holiday, house, whatever. But yeah, maybe one day in future we might just give it a
Yeah,
go
we'll have a
ourselves.
dab
But
sometime.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Cheers
thank
again
you.
for
Cheers.
caravan.
Right, yeah, thank you very much.
Well then. You can't hide forever now. Come out. You're just hiding behind. Oh, that's all. I'm not going to. I'll just leave it to you. I'm not saying anything.
Unmitigated is really for a few weeks before. In fact, even going back, had the wheel car sat there and been playing by picking it out, do something. Well, originally it was supposed to go to Barbados, but what rounds would it loads of mechanics where we had no clue. Never mind. Look for another rally that's similar. I thought, oh, the proper. I did it once years ago, but so being stubborn, I thought, right, let's sort it out. EGR on, look sorted out, new, bloody everything. So built the engine like a Swiss watch. A week before we're going to go up, popped it in, fired it up, low oil pressure, like. So we'd set the ECU for remapping to add this EGR on. I got the view that it stuff map, totally rich. And I was just at that point, I thought, I'll just cancel a rally. It's only a week. Cancel it. I'm quite stubborn, and luckily I was off work. Well, tomorrow I'm letting you out. Out then. Right, so pull the engine out, found the oil. Centre popped in the thing and popped out. Oil bleed out. Brand new pump. Rebuild it all. It's not a small thing to engine in. But this is drive shaft diff gearbox. Did it all. Got the ECU couriered back. Put it in. Fired it up. Oil pressure great. Still spewing. Rang up the guy that programmed it. What is going on with this? He said, look, I've checked it and I've checked it. It ain't bloody right. You know, I looked at it, I thought, so at this point I thought, let's sod it, let's try and prepare the Mark II. And then, still being of a stubborn nature, and luckily, Clive of all people, how's it going, mate? 5 more minutes. Right, he said, lucky, he said, I've got a day off tomorrow. Did he? But bear in mind, this was all within a week. We'll come up, we'll take it out again. So I must admit, I wasn't never keen on the new scraper rings. Got some brand new rings for the engine. Scraper rings. Them. Whole engine in bits. New Edgar Scott. Push the scraper rings like that. Put them in the bore, and they would slide to the bottom. So I pull them to bits and I look them properly. And it's like a manufacturing. It should be like that and butt up, but these were like that. And sliding past each other. Tension on them. So I put the old scraper ring. New compressor, new head gasket, put it all back together. Again, better put it back. But again, you can't rush it. Same thing, tie wrapping, blah blah blah. And Ken Cooper come wire this EGR up, and we didn't. Anyway, we took it out. By now, we've only got like a day and a bit off. I ran it round a bit, ran it in, and then we went on to Jeffrey Hill. Got some lads to come. What would be? You can't waste super. I'll drive it up on normal fuel, run that out, proper stuff, go and check it up and pull in or anti-lag and all that sort of stuff. Well, to be honest, I mean, it was running like a bag of spanners. It ticked over rubbish, really bad at the bottom end, but it's probably because it's on normal fuel, because the proper fuel is oxygen. When we get that, it'll be better. And to be fair, it was a bit better, but still wasn't. We're going over the bums at Jeffrey Hill, and the car's trying to don't do this, that, whether it's launch me off the road. The engine's trying to stall. So the next day, oh no, that's it. They're following me. They must have got all excited, following me in the chase car, and slammed it through a wall. Crash a chase car. Not the service crew, service for all the lads. How bad is it? Luckily, it was drivable, but out there now with big gouges. Really don't need it. Anyway, so we had to go with what we got. I pressurised the dampers the next day and found that one of the pressures had dropped down, so that's probably why it's all really no problem. And this drivability, I thought, well, I can't do anything. In fact, it still is. I'm down to the guy who mapped it, the car, and so. So drives on the island. We're using my co-driver was bringing up as a recce car. Said, drive it, but if you bend it, you mend it because it's not mine. It's owned by Subaru America. Pressure there. So I get a phone call as I'm coming off the boat. You know that you bend it, you mend it bit? I said, yeah. It's all off that. I said, I crashed it off the plan. Is it bad? Is it drivable? Good. But it was drivable. Anyway, we got it out and it wasn't too bad, but it was a bit of a mess. So the first morning, recce off straight. Callum's Duffy's. So I'm there with Nutgun taking the front wing off, bashing it flat with a hammer, sticking it back on, tie wrapping the bumper up and all that. So we had no washers. And the other thing is, not crashing it. He had got. I had to do the whole week with the car, which I couldn't possibly. I thought, and this is silver as well. So we've had somebody crash a chase car, somebody's crashed a wrecking car, and we started the rally yet. This is. Anyway, so we did the recce. We're doing the notes from scratch, which is tough. Really brought it on to me. Everyone thinks I know Mull because I couldn't believe how fast it was, how narrow it is. I knew there was a lot of jumps and stuff, but the combination of that is a real deal buster because middle of the night you're coming up, be a crest and a bend. Obviously it's blind, and I put like one right. Just turn the wheel and hope that when you go over it, it'll land there. Now I kept thinking as the week goes on, these notes are good, and I know they're good, but one bend out there somewhere, one mistake, because if there is, we'll be off. It's that simple. You do that, and it should be that or the other. Off, you know. Anyway, it turned out the notes were all right. Anyway, so came scrutineering, failed it because the fire extinguisher. Proper wiring loom built by a really good friend of ours. So we spent about 2 hours sorting. We actually need to fire through everything. Got that sorted past scrutiny. But we'd had no front brakes. We didn't have it when we went up on Jeffrey. And I got this thing in my mind, I sort of misdiagnosed it, that carbon metallic pads used, they've got a chemical process. You leave them and they're damp, they can rust. Blaze, they don't really get a bite. So when we're at the gaff, I said, look, you didn't have any brakes when you take the front pads out, stand the hell out. The only time I could use the car, going over the blocks, so I'm braking like hell. But Louise Thomas's lad, co-driver, he took him through noise test, scrutineering. I'm braking like hell, but it's still really got brakes. Maybe you can't. So we set off from the start, ceremonial start, stalled it twice. That bloody ridge. And then when it did fire up, and scared the whole crowd. Great. And then we couldn't clear it going up the hill because the police were there with all the speed guns. So we managed to, on the start line, trying to rev it to clear it. Didn't put the anti-lag on. Started without that. Put it on, but first stage, really slick. Couldn't get any heat. 2/3 of the way through, the back tyres came to a hairpin. Sideways with the back coming. Oh. But it became apparent that we had no front brakes. And also the car was diving around and tipping like. We got to service. No front brakes, mate. Get the other pads out, stand the hell out of them and put them in. Also, can you take loads of clicks off all the dampers because they're bouncing all over the road? Drivable. I just said to Alan, I said, look, if I drive this any faster, I'll just crash. It's that simple. I said, no arguments from me, buddy. Just, I said, that's as fast as it'll go without crashing. Anyway, I went out after service and it was better with softer dampers. But I made the mistake really, I still had some front brake bias left, so I wound all the front brake bias on. Because the front brakes were, all I did was make less brakes. With four-wheel drive, you can't tell because it's stiff. Dumps the back brake front. So it's not that easy to spot you've no brakes. I thought I got very little front brakes. I actually had no front brakes. So anyway, we did that loop. The suspension was a bit better, but it was still diving left and right. And because we couldn't stay in our gaff because of the Calgary loop, we decided what we would do. They were going to put a service area up, and a service like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and also have a pitch for next morning. We arrived there, and we're looking at the pedal, and it became apparent that the front brake master cylinder forwards and the backwards. So Phil Burton, the service, brilliant guy, they said to both master cylinders changed that, bled all the brakes, then tracked it, we found out too much towing, which was causing to dive left and right. And then we clicked some more off the dampers and did some other, and went to bed. We actually left it there, and went over to camp. And so set off down the road to Ardton, and I could feel it was much more stable. It's great on the road. It was better over the bumps. I actually stopped and softened them off a bit. Route, how steep was route? Did anybody do route without dumped? I ended up taking 2 plastic jerry cans of fuel just to do that. Even a Flagstaff. Can't do it, can you? That? So we drove down with 2 fuel cans in the boot, stopped before Ardton, filled it all up. Anyway, as we set off in Ardton again, because engine problem, I tried starting the anti-lag, but we lost a few. But I thought Alan's going to bollock me. The car felt so much better. I thought if I go down the stage, I was waiting for him like, whoa, what are you doing? Because it rode the bumps great, stopped, brakes, did everything. It wasn't diving left and right, tracking. Great. We'll do something. No idea what the time was because it's cancelled. I don't know what our time is. So we came back. We were one of the first. Well, we're the first back of that group back into Maury because we turned back round and you've got to remember I didn't realise how serious rally mode hadn't been. So I was the first one up and we arrived for the proms car and we were 4th car on the road running down Callum. We went into service and I said, guys, the car's fucking brilliant now. Bang some slicks on it. We're going to do something, try and catch up again. We're all like revved up, sorted all the car out, got my belts and got hands device on, ready to go up the brace straight to the box. So really, it's just been an unmitigated disaster to fit us and hand it off with what happened on the rally as well. And something obvious is that the car is actually probably now right. But so, we got a minute penalty as well, which we should.
Still some entries.
No, I've entered it. Well, so that was it. So yeah, I'm afraid not much good news, and it's just such a shame because I really look forward to it. I mean, I've got a good set of notes now. Whether I want to do it again, I don't know really. Bad experience of it. I've no enjoyment whatsoever. No, well, the 2. And this very sad finale to it. So I was drinking with Andy Morts in the pub the Friday. But it doesn't matter who. Clive, of course. So I don't know, but Mull's a year off, we'll see. Maybe I'll do it again, maybe I won't. But unmitigated disaster, not just from start to finish, but from a few weeks before as well.
It'd be a shame to waste all that.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, other people to come on, that's what happened to me.
Okay.
Well, without a doubt, the most competitive man here tonight. Jonathan, tell us how you were. Well, it doesn't just seem to matter how fast everybody else. You still manage. Well, how do you keep doing it?
I think we'd found the pace a couple of years ago, but previous 2 years I had problems early on in the event. It comes from my previous life, hill climbs, where start really matters to the tenths. And I was applying hill climb starts to the Evo on nice warm tyres, 5 shafts. So last year, people saw us running 10th service, stages with a broken shaft. Our eyes just limped through. So this year there was a taken by me, possibly threatened by my service crew, not to do hill climb starts on the rally stage. Set off slowly, in my eyes, lost a second off the line. but we didn't snap shafts, therefore we got a bit of pace. Preparations before Mull were good. Car away in August. It put from Christmas stages spec, which was last time I'd used, back into Mull spec, into ride height and things. We got up there on the Monday, which is what we do. Set our temporary garage up outside the holiday cottage and set about the notes. Our notes now. This year we've just gone over the 7th. 9 Mulls, we're 7,000 miles. Thinner than the because we knew where last year's wrong on. Talk about little adjustments over the crest because you see and found in these pace, it really is a trajectory you're aiming at, hoping that we land the adjustments. Our tyre recce alterations, but spending a lot of time on lefts and figuring out where we land. Well worth doing that. Recce. You would do that. Recce had more or less exactly the high height of a particular vehicle. Totally different there to what bought a clapped out Subaru high height as me. Worked well. So by the time it came to Thursday, most of our pleased to see the tyre guy exactly what he asked, and he bought the right tyres and the right quantity, so right frame of mind. And by Thursday night, I was ready. In fact, Friday was back for me. Decided in the afternoon, looking at the weather, 3 different weather. We're going up to the start on slip, and more or less was the right call. The locks was slippier. The car was did have a heat by the times. Maybe it took confidence 300 yards to look. Apart from that bad state. By the end of it, although the whole car was moving about and sliding, the whole lot was. Front, back, everything. I just did feel it completely drivable. In the July, August and September, instead of doing little climbs, 205, figured that catch the back end of the drives and happen miss. Could catch the Eagle 100. Stage 1 went one actual nightmare was this mile into the boxes by microphone. I could hear Richard perfectly, but first mile of that relationship sat next to once a year. Changing from recce more information, me being able to tell him, and we had to do that without him being his experience of figuring out whether he was correctly on. Stage 2 felt good. Knew if I got over the hill road, I would be flying down the hill road. 2 or 3 really slamming to the floor. Didn't. So I thought, well, it can soak up more. Gave it more. Soaked it up. Big 5th gear slides down to it, but autumn and got to service, and by that stage we were very happy with where we were. I had thought something had bust in Cheweth, but it felt to me like we'd maybe broke a shaft over the hill road. Thought actually we might have hooked the clutch a little. Clutch had been remanufactured. Don't know whether. Never missed for the rest of the valley, but it did something driving right on the hill. Slow us down, so I thought usual. Blow up properly. The lads well at service and quite good, signing some autographs for the little kids up there, and went down to the bottom of the island then. We left the slicks on. Definitely. Those next two stages, I was conscious we were going to be quick for our pace, but I was going to leave the others to their own rally. And so that night just got better and better and better. Enjoyed stage 5 immensely. Our car, with having standard centre diffs and standard gearbox and stuff, always struggles on the very twisty early Calgary. Get round towards the bay to De Veeg, and then De Veeg down the glen. We gear up, De Veeg, one little bomb hole bridge. Car was working. Down the glen. People talk about going down the glen flat. Yeah, that is true that. Nobody sets off down the glen and does a lift. Really, really wet. The Rain X wasn't coping with the wipers on full belt, kind of streaking it, and it wouldn't win. The wipers wouldn't do it, and the Rain X wasn't. So, apart from 2 places where we went down to 4th, the entire glen was in 5th, even wet, and it was really quick. Monumental slide, bomb hole before the finish line, catching it. Tail slide. Still laughing. Well,
You don't want to slide.
to main time control. It just slithered between the little wall at that side and this side. On the pace we were on, we did clip things here and there. Well, that bad, so stage 2. Fire guy put the good fire on and went to bed that night quite chuffed, and I also knew that we had some more days to come because we'd adjusted the damping at service.
Or overnight.
4th over. And there was not a lot in it. Callum had got well away. He'd got quite a few seconds back, but my attitude this year was I was secretly. That was anyway. I had an improvement on 6th. I've got absolutely without problems. Good. Next day, down to Craig Newer. Got there relatively early. I was chatting to John about what tyres he were putting on Subaru, and I'd opted for a different make, but so at the 11th hour, I decided to put a pair of slicks on front. Always carry 2 spares because it's worth it if you put the slicks on the front. And sure enough, as we went down to Waddington, on dry, and it was brilliant. Got to Waddington, a little bit of a way, good leveller because it stops it. Red hot glowing, good leveller. All cars cool. Factor for me simulates flat cold. The exception of rock, pulled out, flipped 200 yards from the Waddington. big jump in the middle. We thought compressions that a little bit quicker than we thought. Up to 5th as you towards these buildings. Although the road narrows in, actually that bad a corner. Go through there. 5th and we'll did get very narrow.
I know exactly where you mean, and I didn't have that confidence.
And but it didn't move. It didn't slide. I didn't have to correct it. It simply was nice job. Speed we carried down the next straight because incredible. But at the end of that straight, where it went downhill and left right, that kept incredibly speed Max doing. On the left, quite a decent rock hiding, 2 wheels. Came out of there and broke 2. So the Inters had just
But you were
taken
in good
off.
company.
Yes. Yeah,
There were a few others that did the same rock.
and the stage time was great. If I wish we'd have had a second run round it, because I think there was a touch more to come. So I'd like to get a fastest stage time, but I'm going to settle for second fastest. So the Inters that were in the boot, having an easy day, went back on. And the oncoming traffic was okay. There was quite a bit of rally traffic between the two. But we did have time to stop, put them on. We had time to wait. We had to wait. We didn't case of arriving flames at the yellow board and try and get a time. We had a couple of minutes to wait, so we just composed ourselves, helmet on. We were ready, and I could tell in the first 1,000 yards of stage 7 that the Inters fine, they were going to handle it. Long stick. Turning on mine is just slightly more woolly on the Inters, but bit, they really did. And what we call point 2 in our recognised point, we were up on our to the end of that. At that point, I was probably confident. Tyres would have been a lottery as the weather changed that rest of that afternoon. You know, way through that, we obviously came across the actual. It was, we never did any of this Tobermory bit. Spoke to Ian Campbell, all that stuff. Eventually, let us took Greben. They gave us a time at the end of Greben. And there was no stage start at Green. Got to the far end. The guy told us need any more confirmation than, but the actual field haven't been told yet. But he said, "No bother going." Both me and Richard. Once we were told that, both. Really up for. I didn't want to say to Richard that we just chatted about that. What were you? Oh yeah, that got. The community up there is brilliant. Actual social side of rallies fan. My crew and stuff, they weren't. They just realised the island, best hanger. I rang the lady who on Sunday moved my meal from Sunday night to Saturday night. She said, yeah, because loads of people have cancelled. Went out for a meal. Immediately after the meal, when Clive and Ian and a couple said to me what was the plan was for Sunday at the family request and to get involved and drink car down on Sunday. So all my lot that had said, right, you can go home on Sunday morning. I said, how do you fancy cleaning that car within an inch of its life and staying for another day? And they all said, yeah, no problem. Morning they were up. Car spots off car and find him for cleanest tyres we had. And very strange thing. I went up to Daniel's and told me roughly what we were going to do. And then when we drove down onto the street, people clapped. Weird. I'm glad that the community got together. Various people said a few words. Callum's poem, whilst I thought he might say something, it was exceptional. I think it closed the rally. I didn't quite know how they were going to finish it. Anybody, that's it. And then when that rain came and it burst everybody, quite fitting. And because we hadn't spoke to any officials, quite a few rang us then. Week. Campbell rang me and various people really just see if me and Richard had any particular help from experience down. Tonight I thought I'd come down and tell you about all the good bits because really up to +1 on Saturday we were comfortable on the pace and crikey with a raggy night. I thought we do know how to get what needs to be. Callum wants to go quicker in soup. We'll just keep doing out. It was a good rally. The start list, I was impressed with the start list. All the names were there. There was no hiding. Nobody all. He hasn't entered the rally. They all got good cars. It was a shame James's engine let. Once them lot started competing with each other, terribly sad ending, but quite a good rally. I felt for some of the competitors further down the field because Tommy rolled his Evo 62, they lost that stage, and then some of them didn't do hard ton, and then for like a week up there, holiday cottages. 4 stages, but I don't think any competitor will blame the event projects. A lot of people have got to this. Where will this?
So,
highs and lows, it was good.
you definitely hit the mark on Mull. Done a couple.
Yeah. Last year we came back from Mull with no damage. Proper Mull. Had enough fuel and
Not
tyre.
like you have done in previous years.
Well, yeah, but I generally bring it home, you know, and with we break stuff, we fix it. But this year, that last year, I really came home. It could have done another rally, so we did the Christmas stages. I'd never done it before. Full of pot hunting specialist. He did me 10th. I thought, thank you. Pressure here. First 2 stages. Held our own. Did the day. 8th overall. And I know my way around now. So I'm going to do that next. I've not loads of time. I'm struggling work to pay for rallying because struggling kids still enjoy coming up. Well, that's why I did Hill. Come on, roll about on banking and trying to get that balance. But I'm keen to do. But I mean, I haven't got budget to like jump on a boat tomorrow, go to Isle of Man and quite big one. Won lottery and rally full time. Yeah, you know, there's no sponsors. Nothing that's just fun to do that. A few little bits. I'd like to get back out in car, get Richard back out in. He's out this week. There's about back out this weekend. That'll be great for him. It'll be reset his mind of what. Going to Mull on going to have a couple of beers in normal circumstances and put a good finish on what should have been a good. Very much.
Left. It's you.
Yeah, it's you left.
Come on.
Remember what happened?
Go on. So, how are you?
It was alright, I really enjoyed it.
Push the ball.
Well, we were too busy building a house. Okay, really. The rally car had arrived before I got there. Got to the side of the car. We actually had to get a baler out, the water out of it. Water in 2 ponds. Yeah, we.
I did do something completely different, never done before. That was a thought. Listen, no, not thinking about how the note. Think where I'm gonna. I do this. Ever. Cover screen, ribbon. The bend.
I've got to say, when I
There was
said
a lot more-
flat,
I had a
you
lot
took
more
it
confidence.
flat.
Say on screen. Leave that.
Felt quick.
He does handle. Definitely. Alright, it's alright on the short stay. Get any.
Well, I asked Father Christmas for pufflex last year. Did he bring me it? No. Ask him again. That's all I want for Christmas. I want a new pair of docs because
Apart from that, it was very, very.
it was. Yeah, it was just
Really,
one
I
big
mean-
party going on in the house all the time. It was 11 of us in the house.
In fact, I think really matters. It did also make a big difference for me, not having to think about everything. because pretty much always I've had to sort of try and make sure that everybody had everything that they needed, everybody was in the right place, everybody had the right fuel. That did a really good job for taking some of that weight off me, asking the questions before it happened. Really appreciate it.
We didn't have Sandwich Gate.
No, we didn't have Sandwich Gate.
We had Sandwich Gate last year.
No, we didn't have Sandwich Gate. I even
We-
offered to get him some hippie, you know.
We nearly managed to keep John Hargreaves side with it. Nearly. Not
Nearly,
quite.
yeah.
So how was it for you?
Well, I think Matt's a better person to ask. Is that
Who's my
his
first
first month?
Oh no. All virgin.
Anybody see the Northern Lights one?
That was pretty special. How special? That was pretty. Yeah, no, it's a incredible place.
Did you?
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
It was Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course,
Wednesday
yeah.
night, when it- Park is car park as well.
It was enough about what's
The short
It
rally.
was a short rally,
But the bit where we did,
it
we
was good
enjoyed
fun.
it.
It was good crack. We didn't, to be honest, we didn't because stages kept on getting cancelled, so we were just like sat there waiting, and then it was like, yeah, it's been cancelled. Back to service. So we just sort of spent a lot of time driving around. Thanks a lot. Father Ted and Mark Quayle all night, which was
Ted's full.
Ted's brilliant. Ted's amazing. Proton, didn't I? I can't believe you drive your Proton, actually. I was a bit shocked by that. I thought, Hellfire, has he had a bump on head or something?
Not only
yeah,
that, you had to rev it.
No.
You had to take it to
But has he had a bump on? Drive his Proton? I did sort of spit on the floor and say, you want me to drive a Proton? That was a hell of a machine. Hell of a machine.
Design up the S2.
Well,
Proton as well.
they do as well. They do just look.
Driven one, he won.
I have to tell them. Because he
You've
was
got to, yeah, you have to tell
absolutely
that story.
bloody hilarious. And
I'll start it off.
yeah,
I'll
you start it
off.
off.
So, we obviously have bad news. I thought the only fair thing to go round to Glenforsa, and also John McCone has been doing quite a bit of work around there, and I didn't know whether Brendan had known what happened. Brendan's so I went round to he already knew. Went in, had a couple of pints, turned into just before it went dark, we decided to get something, and went back round. None of the lads had decided they were going to go home, so we sorted all ready to go. Dusk had come down. Brendan came wondering if the Coast Guard, can you make sure they don't take the light gamma of in? I hadn't noticed at that time that the landing light put out on the use when they gamma's the company. So about it. goes into that. 2 minutes later, a helicopter looks out through the front. The helicopter, the air ambulance is like, and the guy's getting out what looked like a scoop and a bag full of medical equipment. Rescue. Better go out and make sure. So I went out to find this guy in overalls with a ladder and a bag of tools and a box of bits. And he's on his phone. Dropped me 40 miles away. Now am I going to get? Comes off the phone, starts telling me. Sent a helicopter. Big. Broke down. Well, they then sent Navy seeking in from goes. Gone up. This helicopter there sent the other air ambulance down to Glasgow, pick this mechanic up, drop him at the scene. But because it had gone dusk, the pilot wouldn't land the other helicopter already there because he was frightened of all the lines. The mechanic said, but he wouldn't land, dropped him at Glenford. So, get 10 minutes of this story, and then he gets another phone call. Big what? Big you. Really big. Of course, by this time I've had 4. Chance I can drive you down.
Who can I say?
Not even on Mull, I can't do that. But anybody hasn't. So I walked back in, I said to him, do you want me to see if any not had to drink? Went in.
He just got a drink.
Literally
You
just
hadn't
bought
drunk,
it.
had you? All
Just
after
picked
just
it.
got a drink.
I'd gone to bed. Had a pint. Don't drink. Not like these and alcoholics. I'll do it.
Which
but
one?
fair. So anyhow, gets this drive this guy over. Jackson.
Would he take him to
We
his
take him
helicopter
to his helicopter
to fix it?
8 foot ladder. That was interesting getting it into. That was very interesting.
Good job
getting
on the
it.
sun.
Yeah, if I'd have had the Santa Fe, yeah.
Who wants it down?
Yeah,
Sat
right
on
up the dashboard, sat on the
Touch it
dashboard,
back
right
with
to the back window. This guy sat behind me in the passenger back. In the short period of journey that we had, I established as a deep inbuilt hatred for French. And this bloke's absolutely as
You
broad
can see why I
Glaswegian-
wanted to help him.
broad Glaswegian as you ever find. Absolutely hated the French. Hated the French pilot that won this. But I says, any idea what's wrong with it? And I won't try and do Glaswegian.
It'll
But
come out Irish.
effectively, he said, what's happened is the squash plate on top of the rotors has come loose and fixed, and he's passing it back on. Got these two cable ties and a cable tie. Which, you know, it's a multi-million-pound helicopter. You know, you think it'd be a little bit more sort of technical than a
Bit
couple of
tank tape.
cable ties. Yeah, so cable ties and tank tape do fix everything. But he was having a right good whinge about this French pilot that won the helicopter. I did it out tonight. Fly the plane back in. Got on to Isaac Tech out here. What happened is right now. Well, he says, Glasgow, hit me. Oh, yes, why they couldn't mess mechanic. And in his parting shot with it, which I thought was brilliant, was doesn't matter. I put the back out. I've had the headset out of the helicopter and I'm taking it back to Glasgow with me. So you kind of get the way guys operate, I think. So the final sort of bit of the story I've done, getting a bit. So sort of getting up the road, and I said, like road. I ignore it, go as far as you can. Keep going as far as you have to go. Yeah, go around them. Yeah, just go around them. Just go around, keep going. We rounded this corner to be met by right across. The two large Glaswegians in the car decided, obviously I was completely wrong, and jump out of the car, scream quite loudly. Buzz, completely understandable. It was at this point that the back window went down, and I will try and do the accent here. Hello, hello. It says, I'm here to fix the helicopter. And this copper turns around and looks at him and looks at me. I get it. You have to walk from here. That's it. He says, you can't go any closer. And I thought the guy did it perfectly. Walking from here, go carry me. He says, what ladder? So we opened the side fence. Ladder and box out. Yeah, so that was it. That was the weirdest thing I've done, I think. it was just a surreal experience. Yeah, we had a really quiet time. We didn't have any problem. Everything was sorted today. I think after doing it last year, kind of get an idea of tourism. Get on with it, don't we? And that's it. Go out and have a crack and laugh, and that was good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was good cracks in. Tony up there, and nice to go out for a meal with you guys a couple of times and catch up. Because well, we're all busy people, but take a week out and just.
It's a bit unfortunate the way they put the stage start this year, ruled out a lump of service area. Really works quite well,
We
doesn't it?
usually use the health centre at the top.
Yeah, which is where we were all going to.
Yeah. For the sake of 400, 500, 200 yards of state of thereby. The whole thing of regrouping service. So what if somebody gets 10 minutes?
Yeah, apart from that, all
You booked.
No, loved it. Can't get enough of the place. Like, once you've been dragged you in, go back. I guess it's nice now, sort of. I've been up roads this up before. I had time, and it's like, well,
You've been waiting to
Oh,
fix
this-
helicopters.
I'm going to go up this road, go and see what this is. Where's this one? Like that. And it was there you go.
On the use.
Did once use the road from Dovermore Bridge. Wasn't that one of yours? Oh, top was quite tight. That never happens at all.
So I won't do them again. I said, but lost a whole lot. He was far too.
Put that.
Oh,
Next week is
Quiz night. Interclub quiz at Gorstang.
Lonsdale Club.
Yeah, says one.
Yeah, and there's that many of us. If we can get there, we can have a Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, Group E. There are about 5 teams on, can't we?
After is
We just got through it.
the week after that is AGM. Okay,
Yep.
we've got team
There's quite a lot. Nearly on 20.
trophy. Just had a phone call tonight, which guy who used to road rally going back out rallying again. Those who remember it, got himself an S. Service for him on a couple of years on the British Championship. Rovers. Very nice to hear from him again.
Calendar is Tuesday the
following
3rd,
weekend.
Tuesday the 10th,
18.
17th, Ball Trophy. Tuesday the 12th, Ball Trophy.
Okay, thank you everybody.
Thank you.
Okay.